back to Community LA. I'm Frances Lewis. If you've ever attended Mardi Gras, you've probably seen Indians dancing during the celebration. Who are they, and what is their legacy in Louisiana? Here's a very colorful feature to tell their story.
NOBIA is a group of several of the Mardi Gras Indian tribes that came together to help promote our culture as Mardi Gras Indians in the community here in New Orleans, so that we're not only doing things in our own tribes, but coming together to promote as an educational awareness, but also as a way to raise awareness and the level of acceptance and promotion for our Mardi Gras Indian culture.
The Indians usually mass on Mardi Gras Day, Super Sunday, and St. Joseph Day. So we're taking our authentic indigenous culture and we're presenting that in non-traditional settings, and that's where we visit hospitals, schools, senior citizen homes.
We have done promotion with other tribes to talk about how to copyright their artwork, their suits, their beadwork, and different things like that, because a lot of times other entities profit off of the work that Mardi Gras Indians do with sewing and all the hours and time they put in to create these suits. So a photographer could come in, take a picture of it, and make money off it, and nothing goes back to the person that put in the work to make this happen. It's not that this culture is here to make a profit, but it's to share our experience and our unique experience as Black Indians.
It takes about a year, so it depends on how big of a suit you're going to make, the time that you can devote into making the suit, and the money.
When a person says, how long does it take to make an Indian suit, and you tell them a year, the truth of the matter is it is 1 year of a life. And what I mean by that is, if you were working on what we call a collar or a dicky, if you were working on that part of your suit in November, you could pinpoint what section you were on during Thanksgiving. So that suit, which is a year of your life, is also a chapter of each thing that happened month by month.
The headpieces are very special, the way we make them. And we don't describe too much how we make them, but we use beads and sequins. And I took a little uptown flair, although I was a downtown Indian, I took a little uptown flair. And that flair was basically plumes. Well, downtown was basically feathers, beads and sequins, where uptown was rhinestones and beads and plumes.
It's not something you can like, you gotta love it. It's a labor of love. So that sewing thing is a very, very intimate, very spiritual thing, because when we sew, we're singing songs and we're thinking about, we're masking as we're sewing. As a person is sewing that apron, in his mind, he's meeting those guys with that suit on. He sees that already. So he's just doing what it takes to make that vision a reality.
My uncle would always have his suits out on the bed. So when I came over to visit him, it was just a natural thing for me to see the Indian suit. My first time seeing him in the suit, I didn't even know who he was. He was coming up the street with the Indian suit one Mardi Gras day, and my aunts, they said, go on outside and see your Uncle Booker coming down the street. So when I saw him, it was almost like Jesus coming down the street. I was happy and excited. Until he got really up close, I didn't know that was him.
This culture is important because it is an authentic American tradition, formed by the slaves and the Native Americans coming together. So it's from here, and it's still here today. Especially here in Louisiana and New Orleans, the tribes come together, and it's gone on for years. For people and families and friends coming together to work on these pieces of art, these suits. But it's more than the suits, it's what the culture represents. People that have stood the test of time in the midst of all kind of oppression, all kind of division, to still maintain who they are as a people. And as a cultural tradition, it's a gift to our community, and it's very important. We're holding our first ever Mardi Gras Indian ball called the Soiree of Feathers in March.
It's the New Orleans Black Indian Alliance and the Friends of NOBIA are putting on the most historically relevant and culturally significant event in the history of the culture of the Mardi Gras Indians.
It's just a time for the tribes to get together, and people that love the culture to get together and come together in unity to celebrate this culture. The main purpose of this is just to unite all the tribes together so that we have a stronger voice as one. And as a stronger voice as one, we can get more done to promote the greatness of this culture.
It's no doubt that Louisiana is perhaps the most diverse state in the Union, and Cox 4 is proud to bring you features celebrating that diversity. We're out of time, but I want to thank you for watching today and encourage you to go out and make a difference in your community. I'm Frances Lewis, and I'll see you next time right here on Cox 4.